I covered this subject a little bit the other day when these talking points started to burst into the mainstream media. We're going to be talking about China's zero COVID policy, right? Again, is China's government great? No. China's government, for the most part, is pretty bad when it comes to human rights, when it comes to equality, when it comes to freedom. All right, I'll say it, but guess what? So is the United States of America. Both of these countries, governmentally speaking, are fucking garbage. Now again, the United States is a little bit better when it comes to equality than China. China is a little bit better when it comes to food security, housing security than the United States. They both have their ups and downs, but for the most part, both countries are garbage. But one thing where China is significantly better than the United States is in its zero COVID strategy. When you say, oh, I think we should learn something from China's zero COVID strategy, does that mean you endorse whatever fucked up viral video just is going on in Republican media? No. No, it doesn't, okay? But the idea that we should do lockdowns is an excellent fucking idea. Now, again, a lot of Republicans are like, but they did lockdowns and then an apartment building caught on fire and people died because they couldn't leave. That's bad. But you know what's worse? Having 1 million dead motherfuckers die from COVID, right? So again, we got to learn from the mistakes of all of these governments, and we got to advocate for our ideal system of government, right? The idea of doing a zero COVID strategy is an excellent idea. The way that they may have been going about it over the course of the last couple of years isn't excellent, okay? But the idea of trying to eliminate a deadly virus, excellent. The idea of not choosing the best vaccinations available for your population, horrible. The idea, again, but now, again, I've criticized China. Overall, I would rather have China's system than the United States system when it comes to COVID, okay? But the right wing, the COVID deniers, right? And I'm talking to Democrats are in this category too. Democrats are also COVID deniers. Again, the Vice President of the United States just did a statement saying that the only thing you need to do to combat coronavirus is get a vaccine once a year, even though a 6-month schedule would be far superior, right? And also government funding for that is dried up. So you're going to have to probably spend $100 or $200 on a vaccine unless you have good insurance, right? And not to mention masking, of course, just ignoring masking, just ignoring, social distancing again. So the Democratic Party, pandemic deniers, COVID deniers, but the Republican Party, they're just way dumber about it. So I want to show this video here from Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is trying to take advantage of this moment to spew some cringe. And again, you can criticize China without being a fucking COVID denier. You can criticize China's authoritarian policies without suggesting that 1 million people die. Like we don't live in this world of binaries. I'm sick and tired of people having this in-the-box thinking. It's either you kill everyone who disagrees or you let everyone kill each other. Those are not the only options. Okay? So again, whatever viral fucking video that you've seen about zero COVID or whatever, that is not relevant to the idea that zero COVID as an ideal is bad. Now again, China, the government of China can go about it in a bad way. That's a thing, all right? People make mistakes. People do things that people take advantage of situations, right? That's a whole thing. But that does not, for whatever reason, like Florida, the idea that Florida is like a beacon of hope when it comes to COVID is ridiculous. So anyway, I want to play this short video here.
I just want to,
and again, the volume is not loud enough for me. So let me pump that shit up real quick.
make a comment about what we've been seeing going on in China. This zero COVID policy is draconian. It violates people's liberties.
Now again, 90% of people in the United States of America under the age of 18 have been infected with COVID. 90%. Now we know that about 20 to 40%, depending on, again, pre-existing conditions, comorbidities, etc., but about 20 to 40% of people that get COVID develop long COVID. So again, what is worse for freedom? getting stuck in the house for a while and getting food delivery, or having your children get infected with a debilitating disease that's going to last for the rest of their lives. This idea that letting people kill each other is somehow freedom, right, is ridiculous. Now, again, is the Chinese government perfect? No. That's why we got to look at what they're doing and do better. But the United States government, when it comes to COVID, we got pandemic deniers, COVID deniers in the White House, in the Senate, in all 50 governor's mansions. Not a single fucking state in this country, when it comes to COVID, is doing anything other than full-blown neo-Nazi style eugenics, right? All 50 states, your favorite Democratic state, whatever, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, neo-Nazi style eugenics when it comes to this pandemic, right? So again, the idea that we can't find a middle ground here, not even a middle ground, because that implies that both sides are equal, right? But again, the idea that we can't choose the best policies and put them and implement them in the best possible ways, ridiculous. And the idea that letting people kill each other is freedom, ridiculous.
And it is completely unscientific. And the people of China are...
Now again, is he going to describe how it's unscientific? What does that mean, unscientific? This is the same fucking guy who says, oh, you're a transgender 15-year-old, you're not allowed to go to a doctor? 100% of doctors disagree with him. You're not allowed to go to the doctor. Oh, you're someone who got pregnant because you were raped? You're not allowed to go to the doctor. That's unscientific. Oh, you're going to have a hemorrhage and a stillbirth and they might kill you? Not allowed to go to the doctor. Freedom, baby. Freedom. Right, so again, we got to figure out as a country how to fucking discern this propaganda bullshit coming at you from every fucking side, right? China's government, not perfect. But when you say China's government is not perfect, does that mean all of a sudden that I support the United States approach to COVID? Absolutely not. Right? So again, but most Americans, they're just fucking lost. Most Americans are just fucking sheep. They're zombies. They're wandering around. They don't know what the fuck's going on and they don't care. They just believe whatever side that speaks the nicest to them. And, you know, whenever, you know, someone else comes along and talks a little bit nicer, they're just going to go in that direction. Most Americans are fucking morons.
A right to be able to speak out and protest against what the Chinese Communist Party is doing. This CCP has a maniacal desire to exert total control over its population. Zero COVID is really just the pretext for them to do what they want to do anyways.
So again, can we criticize China's government? Absolutely. China's government, when it comes to police brutality, is horrible. Horrible. Again, if you looked at the Hong Kong protests in 2019, you would see a lot of people were killed. But I also want to suggest to you that maybe when it comes to police brutality, sitting in the state of Florida in the United States, maybe you don't have the best perspective on how police brutality could be bad in other countries. When you are advocating to give people who kill protesters more rights in your state, maybe you're not the best person for the job when discussing police brutality in another country. And all of the police brutality we saw in China, in Hong Kong, and again throughout zero COVID, pales in comparison to whatever viral video of the week in the United States when a black man is executed in the street for no reason. Right? So again, these are not the people that you got to listen to when you want to think about a criticism of China.
And that is not a model that can work over the long term. The people in China are finally speaking out.
Now again, what are the people? What are the people? Now again, are there protests in China? Sure. Was there a protest at the Capitol on January 6th? Sure. Then, guess what? Not everyone agreed with that shit. And then, guess what? This so-called protest turned into a fucking stupid psyop campaign for right-wingers to make money off of their stupid fucking follower zombies, to commit crimes, make money off of the fundraising, and walk out with all the cash. Do you know how much money Donald Trump raised off of January 6th? Remember, he did the Save America Fund, and he was saying he's going to help people get off, and he was maybe, oh, I'll pardon them if I get elected again. And then he ran out the back with all the cash while his followers ran in to the Capitol and did a bunch of stupid fucking shit and got arrested. And some of them got killed. Right? So again, also another thing, you don't speak Mandarin. I don't speak Mandarin. Right? So there's so many viral videos going around on social media, Facebook, Twitter now especially. Twitter's probably more of a disinformation outlet than Facebook at this point with Elon Musk, right? That are like videos from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, before COVID even existed, or, you know, before people knew what COVID was, right? You don't speak Mandarin, right? Someone in a video can be saying, oh, something like, you know, that marks a date in Mandarin that you don't speak, and then it takes someone to go like, oh, I speak Mandarin. Actually, this video is from 2016. Right? Now, again, if you see something bad, you should criticize the government. But again, there's so much disinformation out there. So again, I'm not even going to bother reading or seeing the rest of this. But again, these people that are trying to suck up the oxygen here from a real conversation, I mean, it's just sad. Our country, the people in this country, the United States of America is sad. Sad. Pathetic population. Pathetic. The average American is a pathetic fucking loser for putting up with this fucking shit. Wait, he's not on the screen. Hold up. A sad, pathetic loser for putting up with this fucking garbage. Anyone that even slightly agrees with these fucking people, I mean, my God, have you no shame? And think of what we have to do. You know, the non-fucking ridiculous Americans. Think about how we feel in this country. And I'm not talking about the independents. Because independents in this country are fucking morons as well. I'm not talking about the centrists. Because centrists are fucking idiots. I'm talking about anyone in the US that has an IQ above 12. How do we feel about this? Having to deal with the 99% of zombies and zealots in this shit-fuck country. So anyway, there you go on that one.